Hello. Okay, I'm doing another group critique. So, Dwight, somebody did Dwight in my last class, and it was fantastic because I love him too. So, I think he's probably most recognized for The Office. And this looks sort of real to life to him. I mean, he kind of looks like that. He's got that sort of thinning hair and a big head. So I might encourage you to go more along these lines, like the beady eyes and the long neck. Um, you know, I would go in a more nerdy cliche way, maybe. But definitely great sketches. They look good, good idea. Nicely done. So, I just avoid making him look too wide. I think he's sort of skinny. All right, so this one, I love that she picked Leonardo DiCaprio. He's just so good to look at. I think definitely you're going to need to get in there and trace some of his features. So when you do caricatures, you want some aspect of him or her, whoever you do, to be still recognizable. And it looks like you had some issues with the drawing. So it doesn't, this doesn't look like him. His lips aren't that shape. His eyebrows are not curly, and his ears don't stick out whatsoever. They're very sheared, very flat against his face. So he does have bushy eyebrows. They're not curly. So I recommend getting in there, since the next stage is the line art. Use the pen tool, kind of outline the shape. You don't have to draw every hair. In fact, when you do draw every hair, it really pulls the eye into that direction. So instead, think about just drawing the shape of his eyebrow. He has eyebrows. He has these beautiful blue eyes. Maybe you want to emphasize those. A tiny little nose. I think he's had that goatee for so long. He's definitely recognizable. You don't want to use type at all. That's sort of goes around the idea of the assignment. What if it's an international magazine? They don't want any English in there. What if the graphic designer, chooses a different font that clashes with what you did? Just keep it simple. See if you can do it without words. And again, trace anatomy as much as possible. Really observe how someone would hold a stick. Would you see all the fingers, or would part of the stick cover up the palm of the hand? And a nose. When you look at people, is this how you see a nose? Do you see both nostrils straight up like that, or do you just sort of see a hint of one? Like in this case, you see the nostrils, but they're really just lines. So again, trace the features with the pen tool or a paintbrush, and then exaggerate from there. What could you exaggerate? Like this beautiful hair. You could make it more Conan style. How his hair sort of sticks up pretty high. Here, let me go down. Again, beautiful hair. You could really exaggerate that. Gigantic head, kind of goes down in a somewhat V shape. He's got features of like a classic 1920s movie star, so perhaps you could really go in that direction. And I recommend, looking to see what professional caricature / illustrators have done. Leo D. Oh, I don't know how to spell it. DiCaprio, caricature. Hopefully through the magic of Google. Yeah. All right, so see what people have done. Gigantic head, smushed all of his characteristics to the lower third of his face, yet you can still tell it's him. Like the eyes are perfect. And I guarantee that the illustrator traced those eyes. When I worked for a newspaper, everybody traced from photographs, and then they added their own embellishments. It was a very common practice. Some of these get away from what he looks like a little bit, but by far the forehead is emphasized. So, while I'm doing this, I will look for Kimberly here, Rainn Wilson. I'm not sure he's been caricaturized. I can't type and talk at the same time. But you can see, oh, that's funny. Isn't that hilarious and scary? You know, you can really emphasize those thick eyeglasses, the terrible part in the center. The part in the center seems to be a very common thread. Some of these are scary. That looks exactly like him, but again, they emphasize the gigantic forehead. I really like this one. It's so unique. And just like the little mean eyebrow touch there. And he's really, I like how they made the eyeglasses the same thickness as the mouth. You know, it's really part of who he is. Funny. Eyeglasses are so important with him. Anyway, you got the idea. Let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to seeing what you both do. Bye-bye.